Hello guys, welcome to Legendary IT YouTube channel. If this is your first time to this channel, my name is Moses. I am a cyber security consultant. Now, every machine has a weakness. So the challenge is usually, how do you find the weaknesses? So in today's practical exercise, we'll tackle the Nightfall intentionally vulnerable machine in a Capture the Flag system from start to finish, using the same structured methodology that is used in professional penetration testing, from information gathering and enumeration to privilege escalation. So before we begin, this demonstration is for educational purposes only. All techniques shown are performed in a legal, authorized lab environment on a deliberately vulnerable machine. So do not attempt these methods on systems you do not own or do not have permissions to test. So if you are learning ethical hacking, preparing for cyber security certifications, or sharpening your penetration testing skills, you are in the right place. So open your laptop. Let's dive into the challenge. Now, these are things that we are going to install. First of all, to have concrete knowledge in this, you must first of all install a virtual box. So when you head to this link, just took the liberty of showing the link here. This link will take you to download VirtualBox. You can just come to the browser and type VirtualBox. Press enter. You will see options here. Choose Oracle. You'll be able to see download here. Click download. You should be able to see we have Windows, Mac OS, and so on. So come here, download your VirtualBox, and also you have VirtualBox extension pack here. Just come and accept and download. That is it. You'll have finished step 1. Step 2, you need to download vulnerable machine, and in this case it is Sunset Nightfall. So we'll come to this link. Also, I've added the links in the description, so just go to the description section to get the links to download this software. So go to this link. You need to download the next set of software, which is Sunset Nightfall. It is an intentional vulnerable machine which we are going to test today. So here we have a mirror. Just click this link. You will download a zip file which will extract and install. So when you just click on this link, download will start automatically. So I've already downloaded this, but for you, click this link, download the software. Now, once you download this software, you need to download now the third one, which is Kali Linux for VirtualBox. Specifically, use the one for VirtualBox because it is designed to run in the VirtualBox. So come to this link, copy the link, come and paste in the browser of your choice. So when you do that, you will see download starting. It is 3.7 GB. So I already downloaded this, so I don't need to download it again. It is a zip. It is zipped, so you'll have to extract. So how do you extract? You'll have to download a software called WinRAR. This is a software that can extract for you those zip files. So come to this, This is Hydra. Click download and you're good to go. Install will be set. So I have my VirtualBox here. I already downloaded. So one thing you need to realize, if this is the first time you're setting up this, is that you must enable virtualization in the BIOS before you install VirtualBox. So I already downloaded Kali Linux. It is up and running. I saved it. Next, we need to install the vulnerable machine. So let me take you through the procedure on how to install it. So I have a file on the desktop. Let me just delete this other one. So this is my zip file. And when you download it, you'll get a zip file. It is 1.05 GB. Right click on it. Come and choose extract Nightfall. So you'll come here, right click, choose extract to Nightfall, this option here. Just click on that option and extraction will begin. You have to wait for some second for extraction to finish. This OVA file. So the good thing about OVA files, you can just drag and drop them in the VirtualBox and everything is set, because already the RAM has been assigned and the storage. So you just drag and drop, everything is okay. This is my file. Open the folder again. So this is my machine. Let me just minimize this a bit up to that place. Now I want to drag this and drop it in the VirtualBox. So just drag it. So drag it up here. So come to settings section. I want to assign 1 GB or 2 GB, 2024 MB, that is like 2 GB. Then click finish. Done assigning, so I'll wait for import to happen. So what you need in this exercise is only the two virtual machines, Kali Linux and this Sunset Nightfall intentionally vulnerable machine. So we're waiting for it. So one thing you need to realize before we finish, before the import is done, is that you need substantially large RAM. Let's say 8 GB and above. So to be precise, look for 16 GB if you want to have smooth experience with the virtual machines. Look for 8 GB and above. But to be safe, 16 GB and above. You'll have smooth experience. So it's done. Powered off, so I need to start it. So I'll come to this icon here, left click, waiting for the options to start. So it's powering up. It takes some time. We just have to give it a bit of time for it to finish powering up. Right now it is done, but it is telling us the network, there's a problem with network setup. So we'll come to change network settings, click there. Pop-up will appear. So it is saying the network is in bridge mode. Bridge mode, it means it is able to access the internet directly. We don't want that, because this is an intentional vulnerable machine. We want it to have closed network. So for this, I'll come and use NAT. Now, one thing about NAT network, it's not activated by default. You have to activate it. So choose NAT, click OK. So this NAT network, when you come to this part here, in the network section, you'll see we have host only, we have NAT network, and we have cloud network. So NAT network is not always activated, so you'll have to click on NAT network section, then you click on create a NAT network. That's what we will be using. So my virtual machine is running, that is Nightfall, Sunset Nightfall. Also, so this is it is running. Let's wait for it to finish. Oh, it's done. So I'll just minimize this. We're not using it actively. We'll come to Kali Linux, click start. So Kali Linux, I gave it 4 GB and 80 GB internal storage. So 4 GB is the RAM, 80 GB it is the storage. So those are some of the settings you can do. So if you're following me along, those are some of the settings you can do. Give Kali Linux 4 GB and storage inside it is 80 GB. So it's opening, restoring. Wait for some second. So right now it is opened. So this is my machine. I want to change the view to 13600 by 70 because that is the view in my desktop, my laptop. So I need to change that view to that. Let me see if it is it has transformed. No, I want 13600. That is okay. I want full screen mode, so that is fine that way. Now, so to have nice time, you can look for 2 screens, 2 terminals. So go ahead and open a notepad where you'll be writing some notes on, and a terminal where you'll be typing your command. So that is my first terminal, that is my second terminal. So I can just drag them along like this, give them some space, something like that. Something like that. This is where I'll be writing my notes. So, steps. Step number 1, step A. We want to start with information gathering. That is actually the first step that you start with when you want to do pen testing. And the types of information we want to get, it is the IP addresses. We want the IP addresses, we want the open ports, and so on. With open ports also we want open ports and services. That is under part A. So let's find out how we can get the IP addresses of the target. So for this, since these 2 machines are operating on a NAT network, means they are on the same network, so you'll not be having trouble operating them or scanning for hosts. So let me just minimize this, minimize this a bit. Right, so now first thing we need to do, we need to scan the local network, find out how many IP addresses are active in the network and to go further from there. So I will use a tool called NetDiscover. So NetDiscover finds for you the IP address in a local subnet. So just press enter. So R is for recursive. It will be checking across the board to find any host. So right now it has found we have 2 IP addresses. So in our notes here, IP address we have 10.0.2.2. So this type of IP, it is a default gateway, so that is not, we'll not be using that as much. What we are interested in is the second IP address, 10.0.2.4. As I also have was the DNS, so we'll not be using that. So you can stop the scanner. We have our IP addresses. Now from there we want to find out if there are open ports on the target and the services that are also running there. So we'll come back here. We will use a tool called Nmap. Nmap is one of the important tools in pen testing, and generally when you are doing information gathering. So that's one of the tools we'll be using. So we'll say sudo Nmap. We will be using scan. S stands for SYNSCAN. SYNSCAN does not complete 3-way handshake, so it reduces noise on the target. And we'll also be doing version scan. Version scans find out the versions of the services running on the ports that will be discovered. And also we want to get the operating system that is running on the target. So that is it. Press enter. Wait for it to do some scanning. Oops. Oh, I'm scanning the wrong network. Sorry for that. The correct network, it is 4. So sometimes that is what you encounter. You find that you miss, I think, correct information, and hence you get the wrong results. Always be keen when you're doing pen testing so that you key in the correct values, specifically for IP address and so on. Right now it has done the scan, and when we look at the scan, we'll see we have port 21 open, also port 22 which is open, port 80 it is open, port 139, also port 445. So for this I'll just add in my notes. So we have ports. Port 22, this is FTP. And which version of FTP are we talking about? We are talking about FTP. It is FTP 155. That is the version of FTP we are using. So always check for the version. So port 22 running SSH, and the version of SSH it is open SSH version 7.9 P1. Another one. Again, also we have port 80. This port 80 is by default trans HTTP. It is using a server called Apache version 2.4.3. So HTTP basically these web services, web applications that are run in port 80. Then we have port 139 and port 445. This is where SMB resides. SMB is another very important protocol, because SMB, when you enumerate SMB protocol, you'll get to see very nice information that we are going to look at as we continue. Also we have so SMB version we are talking about here it is SMB SMBD, it is 3.x. So just giving us a range. Let's write some of this information down. So we have 3306. This is MySQL, and it is running MariaDB 5.5.5 and above. So those are some of the things we have found. So open ports and services. That is it about information gathering. In the next phase, we want to look at enumeration phase. Enumeration phase. So enumeration, this way you're trying to find out more about the open ports that you have identified in the information gathering phase. So for this, let me clear the screen using capital letters. I want to find out, so I'll start with some of these low-hanging fruits. Let's say potato. This is a simple port you can start with. And to enumerate potato, you can start with a tool called WhatWeb. So WhatWeb finds for you the technologies that are running on the target machine. You can start with that and reveal some of the web application frameworks used on the target. We continue. So for this, we'll be waiting to see the technologies. As I said, right now you can see it is telling us it's running Debian, Apache version it is 248, and the default page is Debian default page. It is telling us that the link to this site is running a default page. So right click here, open the link. So you can see we have a default page, which is not good. Means this server has not been configured accordingly. Just minimize this for now. Another tool you might want to use it's called Directory Buster. Directory Buster, what it does, goes over the word list and get for you possible words that can be appended on the link. See if they match what is in the database. It's trying to check index.html, server status. Right now it's only the default page. It is working, so the rest, there's nothing there to report. So let me just minimize this logo Apple. So I'll just clear the screen again. So I think we'll just leave it there. Next port we want to check, port 22, and no, it is port 21. It is for FTP, and port 22 is for SSH. So correct that. Now on the port 139 and 4, because for FTP we don't have any usernames, we don't have any password, so we cannot go for port 21. We don't have username, so we cannot go for port for SSH. So the best thing we can go to it is this SMB. So right now we are doing enumeration. We're doing enumeration, trying to find more about the ports that we found in the information gathering phase. So I want to enumerate this port 139 and 445. So I'll come here and I'll be using a tool called Enum for Linux. So this tool, you have to download it. It's not installed by default. What is installed in Linux, it is Enum for Linux without this ng. That means you'll have to download this one. So using sudo apt install, you'll be good to go. Now, there's a reason why I've supplied this. I already did this research way before recording this video, so I'll just explain. So this R here, so we have to R. So what is happening here? So this is what is happening. So in a operating system, we can compare it to a building. So in a building, we have several rooms in a building. Those rooms have doors. Now, when it comes to computer, also user accounts have specific numbers assigned to them. So when it comes to building, those numbers can be anything. It can be the decimal system, it can be using words. But now when it comes to the computer, the numbers to those doors where user live in are termed as a relative identifier. So those numbers, the name that is used to identify those numbers is the relative identifier, or RID. So I want to check. So this first R will be knocking on those doors in the operating system to find out if there is any user. And then we have small r, which will be cycling from 1000 to 1050 to find out if there are people in those represented by any in that range. So I put the target IP and press enter. So this will wait for some second for it to scan. Right now it is scanning the target, trying to find out possible usernames. So as you can see here, down here we have users, groups and machines on 10 to 4 via relative identifier cycling. See, so we are waiting to see what has been found. What hasn't been found, we have also users, but there's much information here, so take your time, go through the entire output. So this tool is next generation enumeration for Linux. It's the latest version, so download it. So you'll see several information here. So go through it, understand what is happening. So scanning has been completed. It took 62.67 seconds, depending how fast your machine is. So we have some nice information. We have, for example, a user called Nightfall and another user called Matt. So these are two users that we have identified on the target. So on the enumeration phase, I'll say users that we have found. The first one, it is Matt, and the second one, it is Nightfall. These are the users we have found on the target. So just clear the screen. Now, we want to see if these users can help us to access SSH or FTP. Let's try SSH to find out if we can access this. So we will come and say SSH, we'll supply the L and then we put the user. So start with Matt, then I'll put there the IP address, the target. When you try to log in, you'll find that this SSH is secured by what is called key-based authentications. Now, key-based authentication is considered one of the most secure ways of accessing or using SSH services, as opposed to normal passwords. So let me just say yes, I see. So I cannot access, of course, obviously, because I don't have the password. So I'll just exit this So right now for SSH, we are limited. We need to have public and private key that will be exchanging our public key to the target, and then we can use our private key to connect to the target. So SSH is not our root. Let's try FTP. FTP, put there the password, press enter. Now for FTP, it is telling us we need to supply the username. Let's try MAT. So MAT is okay, but now we don't know the password. Now, since FTP is using password-based authentication, we will try to crack the password. And the tool of choice we'll be using, it is called Hydra. Let's try to crack the password, find out if we can gain access to, we can get the password of the target machine. So for this, before you start using Hydra, you need to have a word list. And the word list of choice we'll be using is called ROCU. So ROCU is found in this path. So head to this path, cd/users/share/word lists. Press enter. When you list everything, you should be able to see ROCU here. So by default, it's usually zipped. You have to unzip it to use it. So I have ROCU there. Everything is okay. Now I want to use the Hydra tool. So I'll say Hydra /L. I supply the username I want to crack, capital P, and then I'll put the word list, ROCU.txt, and then I'll put the target and .0.2.4. Then I'll press enter and wait for the target to crack the password. So the procedure takes quite some time depending with how faster your machine is. That's why I usually say this is the situations where now large RAM, having graphics card can really assist, and also having latest generation machine. So for cybersecurity, there's no compromise. You need some of these latest gadgets to have easier time operating. So everything is okay. As you can see, it has found the password, and the password is cheese. Oh, so you can see how weak password like cheese can be cracked in a virtual box for less than 1 minute. That means always use strong passwords in securing your services. So let's try if cheese can be the login for this. So just say cheese, press enter, login successful. Okay, we are done. So on our notes, we'll come and say, so under MAT, we'll say FTP credentials. We have a pass user name, it is MAT, pass, it is cheese. So we're done with that. We continue. Clear the screen, just return back, clear the screen, but go to that path to get the word list. So from here now we can try to ls, so we can see the files and directories plus permissions that are there on the target machine. So we can see them there. So one thing we need to do now, you remember, for SSH to log in on the target machine, we need to have the private key. So what we can do here, so FTP was our path. Now we want to go even further with SSH. So what you need to do, you can generate public and private key in your Kali Linux host machine. Then you will have to copy, you can copy that public key to the target, of which you can now log in with SSH using the private key that you remind. So that is for the key-based authentication. So for this to work, we need to generate. So before we even generate anything, so that is under enumeration. So next thing you want to go to, we want to go to vulnerability research section. So first of all, we just go to see vulnerability research. So under vulnerability research, I did research. That's what I'm saying. On a key-based authentication, you need to generate public and private key, and you can now use that to gain access. So here, you need to generate private and public key. You generate private and public keys. Now, on the target machine, also I did some research and realized that this machine is running RSA-based keys. So for the RSA-based keys, and you find that on the target machine, one thing you need to realize that you need to do this first of all. So you'll come to this FTP part. So let me see, everything is okay. Now in this, I need to create a folder for SSH, because for SSH to communicate appropriately, it must have its specific folder. Now its folder is hidden, so I will be using mkdir for folder creation, and then I'll say mkdir SSH, press enter, it is created. Then I will cd into the folder. I'm inside the folder. Now let me just log out first of all. I'm using by to log out. So press enter. I need to be inside SSH on the target machine to continue. So clear the screen and let me log back into SSH. I know the username is smart and the password is cheese. So I need to be inside SSH, the target machine, so that I can copy what is in that folder. So what I will do next, so let me list everything. I have my folder here called SSH. Did it to that folder, so I can stop there first of all. Now that is what I've done on the target machine. Now on our host machine, we need also to go to SSH, clear the screen. So under SSH, we don't have any keys generated, so we need to generate SSH keys, two, private and public. So we'll use SSH keygen command, key generation command. We will specify the algorithm we want the key to be based on. So it is RSA algorithm. Then we will say the length of the key, it is 4096. And then the file, we want it to be called mat RSA, to mean this is the keys for mat. Then I'll click enter. So it is generating. Enter the password, just press enter till the end. So that is our key. Just clear the screen, ls. So we have two keys here. We have private and we have public keys. Now, after you have generated these two keys, you will find that we need to copy this public key to SSH authorized or SSH convention name, which is authorized key. So we need to copy this private public key. So I can just cut the key first. It is called rsa.pub. That is our key. Near the screen, I want to copy it. Just list to see how it's spelled. So it is called mat.rsa.pub. I want to copy it to authorized keys. So this name authorized, now I'm using CD. I'll have to copy. So this authorized key name, it is the convention of SSH server. SSH server is programmed to look for this file by default. So we want to save our public key to this file so that when we upload it to the remote target, SSH will recognize the file automatically because it is the convention. So copy the contents to another file, which is authorized.keys, and let's see if authorized keys is working accordingly. So we have copied there. Now we need to paste it here. I will use put command to upload authorized keys. Put authorized keys. Nice, everything is okay. I have uploaded the file to the target. Now come the tricky part. Not the tricky part, final part. We want to now to establish connection using key-based authentication. Remember, we have our private key here. So now we can access the target using our private key. So how do we access the target using our private key? We come here, say SSH-I, and then we will write the private key that we created, space, then we'll say we want to connect to mat at 10.0.2.4, moment of truth now. So I uploaded the key here. You can see it. This is our public key. I want to connect to the remote target using my public key. Let me press enter. Done. So I have connected to the target. Now I have SSH shell as opposed to FTP. So there's not much you can do with FTP shell. So at least having a SSH, it can assist you a bit. Now, after that, we need to go to the next phase. So here I've used the key to gain SSH shell. Now the part we want to go to, it is exploitation phase. So under exploitation, there's a tool we can use for this. It is called Linux Enumeration. So what this tool does, it tries to find weaknesses in the configurations of Linux environment. So we need to download this tool. So to download it, it is called LinEnum. So I'll just come to my browser go for a tool called LinEnum, and then wait for download to begin. Not download per se, we're waiting for link. So go to that link, let's come to that link there. So depending on how fast your internet speed is, you'll be able to get it. So this is the file. So this is my file here. I can just right click. Let me just copy link. I want to use a tool called wget to copy it. wget. Let me paste the selection. Wait for it to download. So you can just copy a link and use wget to download the tool. So let me list everything. So this is my tool. Here I have downloaded it. The next thing we need to do, we need to use the tool to find for us weaknesses in the system. It's called Linux enumeration. So it is a bash file. So I'll just say bash Linux enumerate.sh. Press enter. Okay, so seems the file is not working according. So what I can do, another way, it seems I didn't download the file accordingly. So I can just take the zip file together, come and extract it. Let's extract here. So where is the tool? This is it. Copy the tool, come to Kali, view. I want to view hidden files and everything. So when you come to view hidden files, you should be able to see SSH. Come to SSH, paste it there, and then you can close this. I can also close this, minimize. Now when I come back, let me open another terminal. I can just remove this one. Right now I don't use it anymore. Nmap.sh, I want to remove it. It is gone. Now let's come back to our SSH. Our tool is there, so I can just upload it to mats using FTP. So I'll say put LinEnum.sh. Connection lost. Let me just get out and get in again. This is mat. Password it's cheese. cd.ssh. Put LinEnum.sh. I've downloaded the file. Now when I come to this place, I'm in the SSH shell of the target, that is mat. That means I can still go to that hidden folder SSH and get the file there. So from here now I can try to run the tool using bash space LinEnum.sh. So press enter. So wait for it to finish scanning the target. Right now it is scanning the target to find out possible misconfigurations that we can exploit to gain privileges, more privileges than what we have right now. So let's wait for some second. So it's done. As you can see, we have locations and permission if accessible, bash history. Let's scroll up. We see any other information we have here. Oh, possible interesting SG super. This is now. Here we have SG ID file. SGID file. So what does that mean when you encounter SGD? So SGD stands for set group ID. So that means this file called find will run with the permissions of its owner rather than the group of the user executing it. So right now we are in the group. We are not root users, but this find has been granted permissions. So we can see that we are Nightfall. Nightfall is the admin. This file has admin permission, but as group user or other users can run the file using admin level privileges. So that's one thing that is very, very critical here. That's why you see there is S. So it means user has permitted group also can run the file. Specifically, group can read the file. So we can run commands using this command as root users. So having seen that, we can exploit that to run certain commands. For example, we can use it to try to gain more privileges with that. Now, upon doing some research, you'll find that you can be able to run exec command with find. So let me clear the screen first. CD clear. Now, with this scripts find, so you can run, put full stop there. So I want to run another command together with this one. So I'll be running this command as an admin. So I'll say script find, put a period there. Period means search the current directory. That's why we exited the SSH directory. So we want to go to the root folder where you can now search the entire directories there. So I'll say put a period there. Then I will put the exec command, and I want to be granted shell access as super users. So execute the commands that follows. That's what exec means. Execute this entire command as a super user. So bin, this is the type of shell we want to get. And then P runs the shell in privilege mode. That's why you have this P here. Small p. It signifies that you need to run the shell in privilege mode or super user mode. And then slash and semicolon marks the end of the exec command. So after this, press enter. So you want to check who you are at this point. Who am I? Right now you are Nightfall as opposed to being Matt. So since you are Nightfall, that means I can check the directory pwd. I can see Matt's directory is here, so I can return back to ls Nightfall's directory. So another trick I want to do also, I'm sure Nightfall account also, the SSH in Nightfall also runs key-based authentication. So I can generate public and private key, copy one of those here, and then I'll use it to gain access using SSH, and then I can proceed from there. I want to see this into Nightfall's account, ls users pwd. I don't have anything more here. I can just create a folder here called SSH. Let me just list everything here. So as you can see, I've just listed everything. Let me clear the screen first of all. ls-al. So this is my folder I've created. It's called SSH folder. cd to SSH. So inside this SSH, I will create the file we created previously in the maths folder. I will create a file called authorized_keys here also. So let me put this, the next one here. So now right now we are in the Nightfall's account. Now I need to generate another sets of keys for Nightfall users. So I'll say SSH keygen -t. I want to specify the algorithm I'll be using. It's RSA -b to mean I want to -b usually means the number of bytes. Let me double check this. Am I forgetting something here? Yeah, it's -b 1496. So some of these things you have to double check. And then the key, it is Nightfall RSA. Nightfall RSA. So once you are here, press enter. It is asking you supply, just press enter again. You have generated another key this time. So once you've generated the key, you need to copy this key on the target. So I have now RSA, private and public key. So we will come here, we'll say echo pitch max. I want to copy cat Nightfall _RSA.pub. I want to copy this key. I want to copy this key to the target. Paste the selection. I want to copy it to this file called authorized underscore keys. Press enter. ls authorized key, cut authorized key to C. So you need to copy it. Authorized underscore keys. That is it. Everything is working accordingly. Can I clear the screen? Yes. I have the key there. In which folder? Nightfall SSH folder. Now, moment of truth. I want now to connect to the SSH server from here. So I'll say SSH space -L. I'll say Nightfall underscore RSA space Nightfall at 10.0.2.4. Everything is okay. Double check, make sure everything is okay. You need to double check everything is okay. Here we are supposed to put I, not L. I, then we put the private key, put the name of the user Nightfall at 10.0.2.4. Press enter. Everything is okay. Now we are in the Nightfall SSH account. Now, once you are inside SSH Nightfall's account, the next thing you need to do, you need to elevate the privilege escalation now. So we have exploited Nightfall, then we need to elevate privileges. We need to elevate privileges. How? Okay, so this is what we do. Once you are inside the Nightfall's SSH account, you need to check which commands can you run as super user without password. So for that, we just say sudo. We want to check which commands can I run as super user using sudo -l. So this research you do first. I didn't just know how to type sudo -l. I did some research on it. So realize user Nightfall may run the following commands on a Nightfall. User bin cat as root with no password. That's a very important piece of information right there. So what comes to mind? We can now cut the password hashes and try to crack them. So for that, we will go to etc. It's usually found under etc shadows, the password hash. So we'll say sudo. You can run this command as super user without supplying password. etc/shadow. Sudo cat etc/shadow. Press enter. So this is the entire hash that can give us the password, root password. So copy. So right now we are under the root shell. We need to break this so that we can elevate privileges. We need to break out of the shell to gain elevated privileges. That is super user privileges. So I'll just copy this hash that I have identified here under Nightfalls. So here you realize you need more than one terminal. Let me create another terminal. In this terminal, I will be cracking the hash. So for this, I will create a file called root-hash.txt. Inside here I will paste the selection. Everything is okay. Control O, press enter, Control X. So when I cut root_hash.txt, everything is okay. Yeah, so that is my file which I want to crack. Now, to crack the password, there is a special tool that can be used to do this in an offline mode, and this is called John the Ripper. So we'll come and say John. So we need to get the password for Nightfall, because Nightfall is the admin. This I'm pivoting from Mat to Nightfall and then gain root level access. So inside our nodes we are doing what? We are cracking Nightfall hash to get password. Get root password. Root password. So we'll come to John, and then we will put a format that we want to use. We want to use crypt, and again, or I can just leave it like that so that it can use any format it wants. Just say John Nightfall. So it is root hash.txt, just like that, and press enter. So there's some passwords, hashes, which are a bit complex. They can take a lot of time, but depending on how the strength of the password used will determine how faster the hash can be cracked. Because what hash does, how John works, it takes the name, hash it, compare with the hash that we have exported from the target. So that means if you used a strong password, it might be very difficult to crack. But this is just a depiction of the fact that when you use a weak password, it can be one ticket to your system being compromised. That means always use strong passwords while operating on your services. Use strong password more than 8, combination of alphanumeric keys, numbers, and so on. So it's taking some time depending on how fast your machine is. This process can take even the entire day. But now with serious processing capabilities of quantum computers, supercomputers, this can take shorter period compared to my desktop computer, which is taking quite some time. Now you have to wait to see how much time will take to process and exploit to gain the password. Okay, so it's done. The password is Miguel2. That is our root password. So everything is, so we have the username Miguel, password is root2. So having found that, we can come back to the Nightfall shell, clear the screen, press enter. So we will use sudo put hyphen there. What hyphen does, it bring up shell login. that we can try to supply the password that we found. So from here, press enter. Password is Miguel2. Press enter. Right now we are root users. So having found this, I can just expand this window now. That is our root user shell. So when you're here, one thing you can tell is that now you have reached the end of the target. So ls, that is our flag that we have captured. So when I cut root super secret flag.txt, press enter. So that is our flag. So thank you for playing. This is the flag we need to capture. So let me minimize a bit. So let me minimize this so that you can see this flag clearly. So you can see this is the flag here. So these types of exercises are usually done out of there. It's only that in Kenya these things are not quite there, but these are some of the things being performed. So that is it. That is the end of our session. If you've liked the video, please subscribe, hit the like button, share a comment of any place or any question you'd want to be answered. So see you in my next CTF exploitation of another vulnerable machine.